Soon to be CEO Kevin Johnson, currently the president and COO. Kevin, congratulations officially.
Thank you very much.
You must be so excited.
I am excited.
And we are here today at the Starbucks Investor Conference where the company debuted a 5-year growth plan. Now, one of the reasons that you are in the CEO role is because you helped co-author this plan with Howard, and then it was determined that you would be the best person to lead the company through that growth. Did it take any convincing, or were you sure from the start that it was the right fit?
Well, Kristen, this has been a long journey for me. I joined the Starbucks board in March of 2009, so it's been almost 8 years that I've been a part of the Starbucks journey and working with Howard and the leadership team. I joined the management team 2 years ago, so for the last 2 years I've been intimately involved in all things Starbucks. And so, when Howard talked to me several months ago about the possibility of he stepping into an executive chairman role and me stepping into the CEO role, he and I had a good dialogue around that and figured out how we could define our roles, and so here we are.
Partners, friends, yes, taking over the CEO position in April officially, and we know that a lot of the announcements today about this growth plan include improving the retail experience, making these retail spots more of a destination via the roasteries and also the reserve spots as well. Also improving technology and the customer experience with technology. So start by telling us about the announcement today about this voice-activated digital assistant within the app. When can people start using it, and what does it do?
Well, first of all, your comment about Starbucks as a destination is exactly right. And what we've done is extended that in-store experience with a digital experience on our mobile app. Today we demoed some new software that allows you to do voice ordering on that mobile app. So instead of having to do your mobile order and pay where you're picking all the items, you can just speak to your phone and ask it to order your coffee and food at your favorite store. We're going to start rolling that out in January, so it'll be the next couple months. We'll start rolling that out on a limited basis, and assuming it's all working well, everybody will be able to have it.
Wonderful, for iOS and Android officially. Eventually, we will get that, as you said, in the new year. And we know, too, that you have a deep background in technology, formerly running Juniper Networks and then also being an executive at Microsoft. So how else are you going to use your background in technology to improve the consumer experience when you're at the helm?
Well, certainly, we talk about the relationship Howard and I have. One of the things Howard and I have in common is we both love customer-focused innovation. Howard approaches it as a merchant and all his experience building Starbucks. I approach it from the technology, and I think finding ways to create that simple, elegant experience for customers that involves our stores and digital. And you hope you evoke the emotion of joy when customers visit Starbucks or when they use our mobile app.
Sure, the app, as you said, very popular, 12 million members on it, subscription members that is, and then also 8 million paying mobile customers as well. So what else can be done to the app in addition to the announcements today to make it a better experience?
Well, we also announced another new element in China that I think will be something eventually will happen around the world. And this is social gifting. And we announced a partnership with Tencent, who has WeChat. And so coming in the first of the year, anyone with WeChat can actually send a gift card or send a gift coffee to any other WeChat users. I think there's hundreds of millions of them. And so I think pretty soon we'll start seeing social gifting and many other new types of capabilities for users of that app.
And a lot of these messaging platforms are very big, as we've been covering quite frequently on Cheddar. Now, a lot of people have asked about how this transition is going to work, and then eventually come April, how the new role is going to work for you, and then obviously for Howard and his position as well. How often do you think you're going to be interacting with Howard going forward starting April?
Well, Howard and I talk several times a day. We have offices that are connected by a door, and so we work very closely together. And I think, he's not going anywhere. He's stepping into the role of executive chairman, and his mission really is to focus on designing and bringing to life this very, elegant, creative, high-end set of stores, the roasteries and these reserve stores. We see some of these.
Demo.
So Howard is on a mission that leverages his talent, his creativity, and his ability to visualize and bring these new roasteries and reserve stores together. So I expect when this transition happens, we will continue to talk just as much as we do today.
Okay, so the roasteries are going to be the big stores, and that we know there are going to be reserve spots as well that are going to incorporate some of the elements of the roasteries. I think 1,000 reserve spots eventually in the coming years. We know a new roastery opening in Shanghai next year, coming to Manhattan eventually for all of our New York viewers, and Tokyo in 2018. How long is it going to take for these efforts to start paying off?
Well, the first roastery we built was in Seattle, and it was opened 2 years ago. And so that roastery is already paying off. I think if you just look at it in terms of the standalone economics of that one store, we're very pleased with the financial performance and the growth we've seen in that roastery. But more importantly, by building these very high-end, ultra-premium experiences, it creates a halo on the entire brand. And so in a lot of ways, it's also helping us elevate the customer experience in the 25,000 Starbucks stores we run around the world.
And to what extent is technology going to be baked into and integrated into a lot of these roasteries and reserve spots as well? We've seen McDonald's, other restaurants, for example, debuting these gigantic tablets that are now going to be in the restaurants and the spots there where people can essentially order versus talking to a person. To what extent is automation going to be baked into some of these stores, and is the barista still valued at these stores?
Well, first of all, the business that Starbucks is in is about human connection. Our mission statement starts with the words to inspire and nurture the human spirit. And our partners in our stores, our baristas in our stores, they play a very significant role in that. The handcrafted beverages they make, the connection they make with our customers is a core part of Starbucks. That's never going away. That is who we are. Now, certainly we'll use technology to help them do their jobs, or we'll use technology to help customers in their ordering for mobile order and pay. But that relationship between the barista and the customer is a very special one, and we're going to continue to cherish that.
Let's walk through some of the financial goals as well. So we know in the next 5 years, annual revenue is expected to be up 10%. We know that earnings per share are expected to be up between 15 and 20%. Food growth expected to double. I want to hone in on that. So lunch is an opportunity for Starbucks.
That's right.
What is it going to take to crack the code on lunch?
Well, if you look back over the last 5 years, we cracked the code on the morning day part with breakfast. And we did that. There was an acquisition of La Boulange that gave us the bakery capabilities and a frozen supply chain for our breakfast sandwiches and bakery cakes. So we've been able to grow food in our morning day part significantly. So now you look at lunch. Today at lunch we have a very high volume of transactions, but they're buying beverages. So if we can have the right kind of menu and the right kind of fresh, healthy food that people want today, we think we can have a significant unlock of opportunity. So it starts with a culinary experience at lunch that resonates with our customers. We think that culinary experience has got to be fresh and it's got to be healthy. And so we're going to pilot some things in Chicago coming up here and see how customers respond.
For any shareholders uneasy about the transition, what do you say to them?
Well, any transition, I suppose, can raise some questions. But the fact that I've been on this Starbucks journey for 8 years now as a board member, I've been intimately involved with the company for the last 2 years. Howard and I, we work very well together. We are partners, we are friends, and he's not going anywhere. I think we have done this in a very thoughtful, orderly way to ensure that we have a smooth transition for our partners, for our customers, and for our shareholders.
Already you said preparing for the role as CEO, but we know you've also said too, you're not Howard, even though you're good friends with Howard. Howard is your partner. You're not going to be Howard. So what should people expect from you? How are you going to be different?
Well, the team that I work with, they know me. I've been working with them for a couple years, and I believe in working to get the right people in the right jobs and creating team that is based on trust, transparency, and teamwork. We have a very clear mission that we all are passionate about and that we're going to bring to life. We have a world-class leadership team. And so, much of my role is helping ensure that we're able to achieve all the things that we took shareholders through today and do it at scale.
Last question. There have been comparisons in the media between what happened at Apple as to what is happening at Starbucks, with Tim Cook being an operator and Steve Jobs being this great innovator. And Howard, we know, has said that he loves to be an innovator, and you're coming from an operating role. Do you think that's a fair comparison?
Well, it's hard to compare these things. These are very unique people. Look, I acknowledge Howard is an iconic entrepreneur and leader. Certainly Howard and I have a customer-focused innovation in common. He focuses on it from through the lens of a merchant. I focus on it through the lens of technology. And so I think we're very complementary to one another. And I think the fact that we've worked together for so long, and he's still going to be around, at my side and be my partner, and we're going to continue to navigate this journey together.